Good afternoon and welcome back to another episode of Real Talk with Stevie. I'm Stevie, of course. Now, I am filming outside today because it's absolutely gorgeous out and I have a couple hours before I have to be at work, so I'm enjoying being outside. Don't mind my hair, it's hot. So it's put up and it's a mess and I don't care. Anyways, now what we're going to talk about today is I received an email stating that someone had replied to my comment on a random YouTube video about a situation that I've been in, not with my work, but in my personal life. And she told me that seeing me empowered and taking back my power and knowing my worth has literally empowered her to be empowered herself. And I'm also an ambassador for Boss Babes, and one of their shirts is Women Empowering Women, or Empowered Women Empower Women. And that's what I think we need to do. Women need to stop cutting each other down. They need to start being there for each other, start lifting each other up. And they just, quit comparing yourself to other women. We each have our own story. We each have our own lessons in this life that we have to go through. And I know for a fact that I went through all of my lessons that I've had to learn. I'm sure there's plenty of more. My last video did kind of upset some people at work, and they were butthurt over it, and I completely understand that. But I've also been threatened to be taken to HR. But I make these videos to make a point because it's not right. What you guys have put me through, heckling me and everything for starting this YouTube channel, for calling me by my nickname. I mean, you don't think I was a little butthurt over it? Yeah, I was. Yeah, I shouldn't have called you guys names, but still, the fact remains is I have put up with hell at my work being the only woman back there on my shift. I have busted my ass and I work just as hard as these men do, and that's why as women need to empower each other. In a world full of men, we are expected to be soft and we're expected to be submissive and we are expected to be pretty and always be proper, and just because we're female, we give these men kids. Everything that they give us, we give back in return even more so. They provide us with a house, we make it a home. We hang pictures, we put decorations up. We make it to a place that we are all happy to gather and enjoy. One of my favorite things is getting everybody together and either grilling together and having outdoor activities. When my kids were growing up, I would take them camping and everything like that. Yes, I've been cheated on in most of my relationships. It happens. There's no reason for me to be angry about it anymore. The past is the past. Let that shit go. And I've told several people, the past is the past. Leave it the fuck there. I don't want you back to my exes. I had an ex-husband that tried to come back whenever the woman he cheated on me with left him for one of his friends. So she did to him what he did to me. Difference is I was married to him. And he also got somebody else pregnant while he was married to me, because it took over a year for our divorce to be final. And that's because I had to find him and make him sign the damn papers. But getting back to empowering each other, us women need to, hey, stop thinking bad about yourself. Know your worth. You are worth more than what someone else's opinion of you is. You need to look at yourself in the mirror. Yeah, you might have flaws. You need to love every flaw, stretch mark, scar that you have on your body and in your mind. You need to heal. You need to take that time to stand and own that. Don't blame people for your problems, because these are the consequences of your own actions. And I understand that if I go to work and they take me up to HR, no, I have not violated the social media policy. No, I didn't say my job name. No, I didn't say the town and state that I live in. No, I didn't say any names of the people that I work with. But they could still take me up to HR. But I have not violated any policies. But I also work in a right to work state, which means that they can terminate me for any reason. They don't have to have good cause. Just like I can quit. I don't have to give notice. I can quit, and for no known reason. But I've tried to make it peaceful there, and I get shit on a lot. A lot. I have been made fun of, and I can still work circles around these people. I have worked circles around guys in their 20s, and I'm 39 years old and a grandma. But hard work doesn't bother me. I've been working since I was 16 years old. I used to work for the Division of Family Services here. Whenever my niece was a child and I would get paid by the state, well, it would come in my sister's name as I watched my niece, who was she was under the age of 4 at the time. So I was, 14, 15, and I used that money to buy a bicycle because I didn't have a car. And I did that for about a year or a summer. A couple of summers I got paid, and my sister would give me whatever she didn't take. Anyways, I got on Facebook yesterday on my personal page, and my brother had actually posted a video back in April talking about how a home improvement store, everybody's standing in line. There's 16 people in line. Everybody's bitching and moaning about it. And my brother got tired of waiting, and he walked in the store, went and got his stuff. Nobody stopped him. Went and got his stuff, went up to the counter to pay, and they said that he can't pay for the items. Well, okay. And he asked him to ring it up to see what it was, and he was going to pay him cash and leave a $5 tip because they weren't going to give him change back because they weren't going to let him pay. And when he walked out of the store, the local police officers were outside to wait for him. And they were either going to ticket him or arrest him for inciting a riot, because we don't have to stand in line. That's their company policies. We don't have to shop there. I mean, right now I haven't been going to my gym because they're not open 24 hours a day right now, and I work overnight shift. I like to go before it gets real busy. And right now on weekends they're not open till 7. And there's other gyms that are in town that are backed up being open 24 hours a day. And it's like, why am I paying all this money if I can't use it when I want to use it? Why are we limiting this? I mean, the CDC has already stated that, getting sick from contaminated surfaces isn't as easy as they once thought, because I didn't know anything about this. So they were saying, well, if you have this, you have it. These symptoms, and they're regular common symptoms. I mean, I got sent home from work because I've been around my grandbaby who had been sick. And that's what started this YouTube channel. And getting back to empowering women, I have a lot of female friends. And they say, hey, I'm bored. You want to go hang out? Want to go have a beer? Yeah, sure. Where are we going? Where do you want to meet at? Some of them have had bad breakups. I try and be there for everybody. And I haven't had but a very select few that are actually there for me, which is fine. Know your tribe. Know the people that are there for you. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you're having a hard time and you want someone to listen without judgment, email me at rtwstevie@gmail.com. I'll put it in the description box when I upload this video. And I'll listen to you. And if you need me to, I'll give you my personal phone number so you can call me and talk. And I mean, I can give you advice, but I don't have to make you take it. That's going to be totally up to you. There's so many people that I've given advice to that do not take it. And they're like, well, I wish I would have listened to you, or I wish I would have done what you said, because their situation only got worse. I mean, there's a time for us to be submissive to our male partners in our lives, husbands, boyfriends, whatever. Or if you have, if you're 2 males or 2 females, whatever. I'm not going to judge. One of my best friends is, they have an open marriage. I'm not going to judge. That's their life. That's their lessons that they're doing. And with me being more into spirituality, and I know some people aren't, they're more into religion, or they don't believe in anything at all. But, we sign up for what we're going to go through in this life. We sign up for the people that we're around and the different stuff that we go through, which is awesome. I mean, now that I know that fact, I can make conscious decisions. Meaning, if you look up the 12 laws of attraction, how it actually works, how you actually can manifest and create your own reality. That was something that I had to learn, because your thoughts create it. And I've always wondered why they always said the mind is a powerful thing to waste. And it's like, okay. But that's why ancient civilizations were so much more advanced than we are now. We think we're the shit, and we're not. I mean, that's why the Egyptians have different things that they had in their hieroglyphs and stuff, different things that they seen. I mean, with this whole COVID-19 thing, the military released that there are such things as UFOs, unidentified flying objects. I mean, nobody really batted their eyes at it. And It's just amazing. I try and lift up the women that I work with. There's very few that talk to me. I tend to tick them off more, just by being the person that I am. I used to sell Mary Kay years ago, and in my area, I actually used to have to drive over an hour and a half away to sell it because the women in my area were intimidated by me. And their main reason was, "You're so beautiful, you're so outspoken, you intimidate me. Let me show you how to do that. Let me coach you to show you how to take back your power." I mean, there is nobody worth more than yourself. I mean, yes, we put our kids first. Yes, we put our husbands first, boyfriends first, whatever. But sometimes they don't do that for us. And it's hard. It's hard. I'm one of those people that I will give and give and give. And I tend to attract the men that take and take and take and take. Well, they'll give for a little bit. And then about 6 months later, their true colors show. And it does. When you're in a new relationship, it takes 6 months for someone's true colors to show if they wear a mask. And when I say when they wear a mask, I mean that they pretend to be someone that they're not. And, I've seen a lot in my lifetime. And I'm not even that old. I can imagine the stories that I'm going to tell whenever I'm older. And, I've listened to women in the nursing homes that I've worked at. And there's some things that they have yelled in their sleep that I wouldn't have wished upon my worst enemy. The things that these women have gone through. And I respect my elders. Nowadays, everybody's so caught up on their phones and social media. And yeah, it's a way to make money. Yeah, you want to be involved in everybody's life. But I'm one of those people that I want to be in your life so I can lift you up. When you need me, I'm there. When you want encouragement, I'm there. I've had people that say, "Come work out with me, come do this, come do that." And I'll want to go work out with them. And then, or they'll say, "Well, I can't do this and I can't do that. And because I have this wrong with my body and I have this wrong with my body." I personally have been hit with a forklift at work and pinned between two pallets. The only thing that saved my right ankle was that it came out of the boot. But we had to move pallets with the forklift because they were full of liquids, and in order to get my boot unstuck. And my left foot was extremely swollen. They only took care of my ankle until I went to the workman's comp place. And that doctor, not the ER that they took me to because it happened after hours, but this place, I had a hurt hip flexor, but they never did any tests on it. I still have problems with it. My spine, and people, when I say my spine is twisted, instead of being straight, it's actually curved to the left. I've spent over $800 at a chiropractor trying to get it back into place, and I still have problems with it. And, it's how you sit sometimes can even rotate it. If you lean to one side more than the other one, it's going to twist it. But, at one point, and when I was 29 years old, so 10 years ago, I got diagnosed with osteoarthritis in my lower back from a car accident when I was in my 20s, where my seat broke, my seatbelt caught, and they thought I broke my neck because I had literally lost all movement in my left arm. And I work a very physical job. I always have. I've always done CNA work. And at one point, I had that mentality, "Oh, I can't do it because of this." And I hurt, so I can't do it. But the more I worked out, the more, I move and work these physical jobs, the better I feel. Now, you can let your thoughts and your words speak, and, you can hide behind what's wrong with you, or you can empower yourself. I can do this because I choose to do this. Yes, it's going to be hard. Yes, it's going to hurt. Start out light. Especially if you want to lift light weights like I do, start out light. You'll work your way up there. I had to stop going to the gym for a little while because my ankles were really weak. I can still do the seated leg press now. I used to only be able to do maybe 200 pounds. I can do 423 pounds at 50 reps. And I usually do 2 or 3 sets. So it's all about willpower. You have willpower and you have it in your mind that I want to do this. I want to be healthy. I want to work out. And you hide behind what problems that you have. There are ways to reverse anything that's wrong with us. If you have that mindset that I'm not going to let my disability, I'm not going to let my injury stop me from achieving my goals, then you're going to be accomplished in that. Um, and I do. I want to lift women up. I try and lift them up. Some people just think that I'm going to be noisy or whatever. Not noisy, nosy. But it's not that I want to really know about your life. I want to know how I can help you. That's just the type of person I am. I can be, say, I'm in South Dakota and somebody starts talking to me in a store or whatever. And within 5 minutes, these people are telling me their whole life stories, and some of them sound a lot like my situations that I've gone through. So, I'm going to give them advice. I'm thinking back now that maybe I should have gave them an email address or a telephone number. I mean, I've heard people, go through breakups and they try to hang themselves. I have had a gun to my head at one point, and I had a friend call me that right at that time, and that saved me. And I lost my little brother when he was 13 years old and I was 17 to a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head because he said he just wanted to be with our father. Well, our father died whenever I was 10 and he was 6, and he lived in California, and I was just getting to know him again. Literally, I had just found out I was pregnant with my son either right before or right after I found out that he had killed himself. And I felt like I didn't do enough. That I wish I could have went and got him, and knew how bad his situation was. That way that never happened. But I didn't. And I mean, that's what happens with so many people. Either they want to hide it all in and act happy on the outside when they're not. So if you need help, email me. Comment on this video. Give me a way to contact you. I'll be more than happy to listen and help you work through the pain, the heartache, anything that you're going through. Us women have to empower each other. I mean, men empower each other a lot. I hear guys all the time talk about relationship problems at work, and 9 out of 10 times it's because they're bitching about this or that. And us women, we can talk to each other, but unless somebody genuinely cares about the end results, most of the time I get, just leave him, just leave him. He's not going to change, just leave him. We're just out here single. It might make the men act right, but it's no guarantees. I mean, I've had to friend zone so many people here lately. I had one guy ask me, what are my boundaries? And I told him, friend zone without benefits. And, I had my ex in and out of my life. He would breadcrumb me, meaning just give me just enough attention to get what he wanted. And then, he'd talk to me for a day or two, and then he'd go back to ghosting me. Well, I've had enough. I'm done. Don't contact me anymore because I value myself more and I love myself more than I ever loved that man because I gave him everything. I tried to give him everything, tried to be there anytime he needed me, even after breaking up with him 6 months ago. Now, us as women, we raise the kids. My daughter in law, for example, stays at home while my son works. And the baby has been real clingy lately since she's been sick. And she's frustrated. And I see that because I've been that mom. And I had 2 children that were under the age of 2 at one point. Or no, 2 and brand new, I should say, because my daughter wasn't born until my son was already 2. And I understand the struggles of being a mother. I understand the struggles of being a wife. I used to tell employers, I am a wife and a mother first, a wife, a mother, and a daughter first. I will take care of my parents. There is no amount of money in this world that would keep me from taking care of my family. If it came down to choosing my family, taking care of them and being there in their time of need, or my job, I'm going to choose my family because my family means more to me than any amount of money out there. My kid needs me and I choose money over him, or my kid needs me and I choose a man over my kids, how's that going to look on me? How are my kids going to feel about me? I mean, my kids are grown right now. And, I was actually at work one night, knew I only had a few points, and my son called me and he needed me. And I let my boss know. And he called my other boss, the same one that I bitched about on my second video. Well, if you walk out, if you go home, it's a full point right now, don't even bother coming back. All right, fine, fuck you. My kid comes first. Went and cleaned out my locker. I went home. 2 hours later, I get a text back from this boss saying, oh, well, I guess you had a point roll off, which I already knew. Well, now you're back up to 4 points. One more point, and I don't have a job. but my kid needed me. And if I chose my money when my kid needed me, I mean, I don't think my son would ever let me live it down, and probably wouldn't have let me see my granddaughter. I mean, I don't care how much money I make, and I make damn good money, but the only good thing about that job is the money. And I'm going to be point blank and honest. Money ain't worth it. I would rather do a job that I'm happy to go to every day. Right now, I'm as high as I can go in that plant. If I wanted to go on day shift and step down from my position, I've already been told I can't step down. So once I'm an operator, I'm stuck there. Unless a lead position or a supervisor position open up, because if you go down in pay, they won't let you move 90% of the time unless you have extenuating circumstances. Right now, I hate working overnights because I sleep all the time, even on my days off. And it's hard for me to get with my children. My daughter's going to be getting married and moving off soon, moving to a different state. And, with her work schedule and my work schedule, we haven't spent any time together in months. And with my son and my daughter-in-law and my grandbaby, they just came by today. And I could see how stressed she was. And I was trying to help with the grandbaby. The grandbaby has a mind of her own. She's 14 months old, and she's already throwing fits when she doesn't get her way. And like she tried to climb into my fire pit, and her mama told her no, so she threw herself on the ground and threw a little fit. And then she stood up and went up to her dad and tried to bite her dad in the knee. And of course he's like, no. And then she gets mad and upset and throws another fit. And then we took her in the house because she was muddy, because she wanted to play in the dirt, of course, like kids play in the dirt. I got a washcloth and I was washing her off, and she was throwing a fit as I was washing her off because it's not a bath. And, children can't control their emotions. You can't get upset with them for being upset because they don't understand yet. They haven't been taught. This is a process when children are younger, and mothers need the support from their spouses. Well, she wants her mom. Well, she wants her mom. Well, tough. Let her throw a fit and give the mom a break. My granddaughter was sitting on her daddy's lap last night when he got home from work, watching him play video games when mama slept, and that's how you do it. I mean, these kids have been together for 5 years. They're both 21 now, and they've been together since they were 16 years old, and they only have a 1-year-old, so I gotta give them props for that. I mean, my son works, pays the bills, has the vehicles, keeps the vehicles in order. Sorry, spiderweb. And that way she can stay at home and raise her kids, because he knows I never had that opportunity. He knows I wasn't there because I work 60 and 80 hours a week, and I got to give props to single moms. It's not easy. Had I not had my mom to watch my kids while I worked to support them, I don't know what I would have done. Even as an adult right now, I am happiest alone. I don't need a man in my life to make me whole. I am whole on my own, and that's what us women need to learn and encourage each other with. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. And but before I do have an idea, and I want to see this go viral. So, and I don't own the rights to what I'm going to say or the saying that I'm going to say. I'm going to say that right now. Now, we all know American Pie, the movie. And we all know how it was one time at band camp. Well, I want this to go viral. I want to see it on TikTok. I want to see it on YouTube. I want to see it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, your Snapchat stories. I want to see everybody do one time while I was in quarantine, or one time in quarantine. I want to see the crazy shit you guys have done while you've been in quarantine. I mean, I've been seeing some videos, but let's title it, hashtag it, one time in quarantine. And that way I know that you've seen this video and help me make it go viral, because I think we've got some funny shit out there. And also, people, you don't have to stay inside. You can go outside. Even if your city is on quarantine, they cannot keep you inside your house. It violates the Constitution. And if they fine you, let them fucking fine you. You have the right to live your life any way that you want. This control game they're losing big time right now. More and more people are being empowered. I read stories about how churches in Mississippi have been burned down, and people are writing on the parking lots, "You will stay home, hypocrites." Churches that have stayed open this whole time. Trump's now saying that churches are considered essential. They are. I mean, Did they not infringe on our religious freedoms here whenever they closed down the churches before Easter, where people couldn't go to church because they were afraid of being sick? If you're afraid of being sick, stay home. That's fine. That's your right. That's your choice to make. But if you're healthy and you're not scared, go live your life. Go travel. Go do anything. The beaches are opening. Yeah, they closed them down again because people weren't social distancing. If I see you and you're not coughing, you're not having a hard time breathing, you don't look like you have a fever, I'm going to not be like, oh, well, stay away from me because you have the cooties or whatever. And if you come up and talk to me and you see me out somewhere, I'm going to talk to you. I've worked in nursing homes for a long time. Boy, when stuff goes through a nursing home, it goes through them. And, sometimes the workers can get sick, and sometimes the workers bring those in there. I mean, I have even seen people with head lice go through nursing homes. We had one that I worked in a different state that had some kind of mites that went through. And, I worked in one nursing home that actually I give them props for this, because when people had like C. diff or something like that, if you're not properly washing your hands and changing your gloves, after each and every resident, when you take off your gloves, you're supposed to wash your hands before you put on a new pair of gloves in the next room or assist the other resident that's in that room. This nursing home could actually track where patient 1 was, or patient 0 as we call it, and see. And they had a little dot. They had a paper that had the diagram of all the halls in the nursing home. And they would put little dots for the different things. And you could see how it spread down the hallway because people weren't taking the precautions that were set in place for the precautions that were set in place to keep from infecting one person to the other. They were not. They chose to be lazy. They chose not to protect the other residents. And, that's on them. But these residents don't deserve, to be infected with something from somebody else because you were too lazy to do your damn job. I have turned people into nursing homes for abusing a resident, for not listening to their rights. If a resident doesn't want to get up to eat, I don't care if they have Alzheimer's or dementia, they have the right to refuse, and you cannot get them up out of bed. If they tell you no, you leave them there. You go tell your charge nurse if you're a CNA. And that nurse is going to say, well, they have medicine to take. Okay, well, he don't want to get up right now. I'm going to let him lay down for a little bit longer. Maybe whenever, he's had a little bit more sleep, he's going to be more cooperative. He won't be combative. And then we'll get him up so he can take his medicine. Is that okay? And if they say yes, that's okay. And if it's not, sometimes if it's really important medicine, I need to go back and, ask the resident and say, hey, honey, well, I can't call him honey. Hey, Mr. or Mrs., we really need to get up. You need to take your medicine. That way you don't get sick. It's your blood pressure medicine, your heart medicine, anything like that. And when you reason with them, even if they're not fully there because they have Alzheimer's or dementia, 9 out of 10 times they're going to agree. They're going to be like, no, I don't feel good right now. I just want to lay in bed a little bit longer. Or they're like, no, I'm tired. Or they're like, no, leave me alone. Throw their covers over their head. Okay, you walk out, tell the nurse. They refuse. That is their right. That's why there is a whole thing of residents' rights. And, even in nursing homes, I have worked with a lot of women, and a lot of women are catty. Oh my God, they are catty. I work with some that are pretty catty right now. I've lost friends on Facebook since I started doing these videos. But my second one was literally how easy it is to control people. And if I can control people at work and on my Facebook to believe that I was on a beach somewhere while I was on quarantine, how easy are you guys being manipulated from the media and social media posts and the false news? They're not out for your best interest, honey. You need to learn how to do your own research, and you need to learn not to be controlled. What you see and what you hear is not always the truth. You need to have the discernment to be able to go in there and decipher the truth for yourself. If somebody tells you something that somebody said, confront that person. Say, hey, I'm not trying to start a fight, but did you say this about me to so and so? A lot of times they'll get ticked off and they'll confront the person that said it, because What am I trying to say? Because if somebody's talking bad about you and you are woman enough or man enough to confront them and say, hey, I'm not starting a fight, but I want to know why did you say this about me and if you actually said it about me. And a lot of times you can read their faces and see their telltale signs if they're lying or not. Through text message or whatever, you can't. So try and talk to the person in person or on the phone because even their voices will change. Um, I am one of those people that if my kids tell me somebody hurt me, I'm going to go hurt somebody. They're all adults now. But yeah, so go ahead and empower each other, lift each other up, and we're going to talk about this more later on. This video, I'm actually going to title it Randomness because I am all over the place. It's like, ooh, shiny, ooh, squirrel. That's just how I am, though. And there's just so much information that I want to get out there for you guys. And sometimes it just randomly comes out because it has to do with this topic or it has to do with that topic. So if you guys want to hit me up, you need somebody to talk to, email me. Leave a comment with your information for me to get back to you. I have no problem helping you guys. I have no problem being a coach to anybody that wants to know how to take their power back, that wants to know how to be empowered themselves. And to women, we need someone like that in our lives. We need someone. If we don't have a good mother figure and we don't have good friends that actually empower us, all their answer is, oh, just fucking leave the person, just fucking leave the person. Then whenever you tell them when they're going through a situation, oh, you just need to leave them, you just need to leave them. No, I can't do that. Don't give me the advice if you're not going to take your advice for your own situation. That's how I look at it. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and have a good day. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.